Good evening. I'm Dwayne. I'm Cashin's dad. And one of the extras in your homework packages that went home from school have a project about making a time capsule. And some of you maybe don't know what a time capsule is. It's basically a collection of stuff that you put in a box or an envelope or something like that to remember what's happening right now. So it could be any numerous things from articles, magazines, items. So maybe you want to put, your mask or a mask in a time capsule. Whatever represents what you're doing right now is what goes in a time capsule. So believe it or not, I have a time capsule. I have a real time capsule. It actually says my name on it, and it was supposed to be open in March of 2000. 2000. So that was before all of you, or most of you, were born, because I'm that old. I was born last century, way back yonder, as my boy thinks, before electricity and automobiles, but not quite that far back. But anyways, I made this sometime in my school life. I'm not even 100% sure. I think it might have been grade 10 history. This was a project that we got marked on. I made up this time capsule, put it in this envelope. You can see it's still sealed. It hasn't been opened. Okay. And when I moved back in 1992 out of the house I grew up in Ontario, this went into my bin of school memories. And here it is, 2020. And it was still in my bin of school memories, which is something I've cleaned out now that we're sitting around doing stuff. And so when I saw this project, I said to Miss Bariza, hey, I've got a time capsule. Should I show the kids what it looks like? So this is mine. So you guys all get to watch me open my time capsule. I don't even know what's in here. I honestly don't know. So, and as you can see, it's so old, even the stickiness on the envelope is like barely sticking anymore. The glue's kind of dried out. And that says to me, Dwayne J. Art, just so you know. That's cursive, which you probably can't read. So here we go. I haven't seen this in, I'm guessing, probably 30, 35 years. I'm hoping actually in here is an actual date on something that will tell me when it was. So here we go. Oh my. So this is my report card from grade 9. This is my grade 9 report card. This was from June 26th of 1986. So this would have been probably the spring before I did this project in the fall. This would have been the last one. So yeah, so this is all of my marks. I gotta get a whole 75 in English, so it still shows. But hey, I got a 93 in music, so that's okay. It's not bad. So that's a real report card. That's how they looked long time ago. Signed by my principal, Mr. Chilton, at Cameron Heights in Kitchener, Ontario. So that's item number 1. Item number 2. Oh, this is classic. You guys probably don't even know what these are. Maybe your parents don't even know what they are. Mad Magazine, the hot TV issue. Mad Magazine was very much a popular thing for teenagers to read, and even a lot of adults to read back in the 80s. It's called satire, so they would spoof TV shows and whatever else. So the hot TV issue included stories about Wheel of Fortune, Growing Pains, The Cosby Show, and Who's the Boss? Oh, and Johnny Carson. You can see that's Johnny Carson right there. And Joan Rivers, Bill Cosby, Tony Danza, Fred Flintstone. So yeah, a Mad Magazine from October of 1986. So this would have been a current issue. Mint condition. I don't even know if I would have read this. So it's a perfectly good spoof. So yeah, I've got something to read. So that's a Mad Magazine. What is this? Oh, this here is special. This is a business card of my dad's business that he was running back in when I was a teenager. He sold advertising specialties and stuff. My dad passed away in 2011, so this is special for reasons that you won't get, but it means something to me. Which is the whole idea of a time capsule. You make it meaningful for you, not for everybody else. So yeah. Oh, well, okay. So this here, I made this myself from birth to my 15th birthday, plus a few others. So I made this coin set. So this is a penny from every year that I was alive up till that point, which in 1986 I would have been 15. So they start in 1971 and go from there. And then I've got some nickels, some older nickels from 1964. Not sure what's special about those. And I have a 1946 penny, which is quite a bit older. That's almost as old as my dad and mom. 1946. And then I've also got some American pennies down along the bottom here. I can't tell the date without taking the saran wrap off. So I made that. So that's a coin set. That was in there. Then I got a whole stack of envelopes. So this one here says current comics. So these would have been ones I cut out of the newspaper. I actually, if you look at this one, that's Kitchener-Waterloo Record. I was actually a paper boy for that for 8 years, 9 years. I delivered papers for them. So that's an actual, that in itself is a bit of a collector's item. But anyways, let's see if I can open these envelopes and see what's in them. And sort of go from there. Okay. So here's a stack of comics. Yeah, so these are all cut out of the paper. Of course, color comics were Saturday. Saturday we got the color comics. That was always a highlight of the week and the weekend to get the color comics. So this is a Herman comic. So it's Herman, so I'll read it because you might not. So there's two guys sitting on a bench and they say, the one guy says, "Do you mind? This is a private letter." And the other guy says, "I was looking at the ducks. Geez, some people." And then as the guy's walking away, "I can see why your sister-in-law told Dave she doesn't want you at the wedding." So that is a Herman comic. Still funny. And then on the back is The Wizard of Id. Is on the back. So yeah, maybe not specifically super funny that they, but it would have been cut out of the comics from that paper. Then I've got some other little ones here. This is Sidelines. It says, "All I did was shake his hand." And then this one, oh boy, I got quite a few. This is Animal Crackers. Do you believe there's intelligent life out there? Of course I do. It has to be somewhere. So that one. What do we got here? This one is The Born Loser. They said it couldn't be done, but within me I knew I might. So I tried and tried and tried. And you know what? They were right. Love The Born Loser. That was a good comic. I always liked The Born Loser. He was funny. We got that one. Oh, there's a little one. This is, if they can make a phone without a cord, why can't they make a phone without a bill? Nowadays, people barely use a phone. So that one, that kind of dates itself right there. Because that was, yeah, cordless phones were all the rage. They were the new technology. So this one is Mother Goose and Grimm. Then Snow White walked up to the photomat booth and started to sing. You guys don't even know what a photomat is. That was where you took your pictures to get developed because the pictures were taken on a roll. They weren't digital. So it says, yeah, then Snow White walked up to the photomat booth and started to sing, "Someday my prince will come." A little nursery rhyme humor. They called your photos prints. So Prints. Ha ha ha. And this one is Frank and Ernest. Now that we've got all the mosquitoes trapped in here, why don't we slip outside and get some sleep? That might be quite fitting to Manitoba here in a week or two. So yeah. Then I've got Garfield. He was a hot commodity back in the 80s. "I'm gonna sneeze. Thank you. Where are you going?" "I'm going to boil my finger now." That's kind of a pandemic cartoon right there. That one kind of fits for right now. with everybody not supposed to be sneezing. So yeah, that's kind of funny that that's in there. Then I've got Conrad. I really don't remember this one. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I was just thinking, and everybody laughs. Ha 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 ha. It's going to be a long campaign. Hey, that might be fitting for American politics right now. That's kind of, it's funny how these are kind of timely. Oh, Family Circus. Love the Family Circus. If you've never read Family Circus, go find some Family Circus and read them. They're funny. I have an answer for everything. Don't you? Don't you? Yes. So yeah, love the Family Circus. Got lots of their books. Still have some of them, actually. Okay, this is another Herman. This is just the comic from the daily paper. And it's a guy in driver's ed, and it says, okay, you can stop signaling now. I think it's a little late to signal, but yeah. And the last one, it was another Garfield. So John's sitting at the table, and he hears, click. Playing with your hairdryer, Garfield? I'm going for the natural look, he says. Which also is quite timely for the pandemic. Because maybe some of your family members kind of look like Garfield right now, which is kind of hilarious. So that was the other envelope. Now, this envelope is all fancy. I even typed on it what's in here. So this says, my business card, my first and last bill, a receipt envelope, and start notice. And this is specifically from the KW record. So this is stuff in regards to my years as a paper carrier. Which nowadays, that's kind of a job. That was a big job for kids back when I was a kid, was delivering papers. So yeah. So this was my business card that my dad had made for me. Why does it have a truck on it? Because I like trucks, that's why. So that was the business card I had. So I would give that to my customers so they had my phone number. So if something was wrong with their paper. Circulation notice. This was basically the bill I had to pay. So I got money every month from my customers, and the Kitchener-Waterloo Record would send me a bill, and I had to take it to the bank and pay for it. And then all the money above and beyond what I owed them was what I got paid. And at this time in the 80s, this is a notice from February of 1983. So at that time, customers were probably paying $6 a month for 6-day-a-week paper delivery. So 4 weeks, 24 papers, it cost them $6 and $6 a month, or $6.50 a month. So and this was stamped off on February 11, 1983 at the Canada Trust, branch number 17, Market Square in Kitchener, Ontario. So yeah, so that's that. This is a circulation notice from 1986. I owed them $137 for my papers for that month. And then this here, this is an office order to carrier. And this would have been for a customer, I'm thinking, to restart. I'm not quite sure. I can't tell who it was for. So, might have actually been for us. I don't know why we would have stopped having the paper, but that's a restart notice. I wouldn't have got many of those. And then this is an envelope. These envelopes here, this was what the customers got, and every month they had a little strip that I would write how much they had paid, and they would put it in here so that they could prove that they had paid for the papers for the month. So that's that. So that's my stuff from the Kitchener-Waterloo Record. So that's kind of cool. And this says, Dwayne J. Arndt to be opened March 16, 2000, and not before that date! Exclamation mark! I was very serious about my time capsule. So, and I have no idea what's in here. So I even have a calculator that would print off calendars for the future, which was high tech. So I printed it off and circled the date so that there was no confusion. But I don't have a hot clue what I actually put in the envelope. So let's see what's in here. Just riveting TV, isn't it? So it's a letter. And it is dated September 1986. Right at the top. So I typed this out, probably on my dad's typewriter. And it says, I'm probably going to be embarrassed about what it's going to say here. I know I'm writing to myself, but when you read this letter, you will be celebrating your 29th birthday. It's been a long time since I was 29. And you might be a truck driver, which actually on my 29th birthday, I actually was driving truck. Or an electrician, which I definitely was not. That didn't work out. Or something that I don't know at this stage of my life. Maybe when you're reading this, your wife wasn't married. If you have one, will be sitting right beside you, because I hope the world hasn't destroyed your values your father has taught you, which they didn't, and which I feel at this stage of my life are important. So even then I was a dad. Hello, Trixie. My cat's about to come up here. I hope that you're enjoying your 29th birthday, and I sure hope... Oh, and there goes Trixie. No, just like a cat. I hope you're enjoying your 29th birthday, and I sure hope you're very thankful for what you have, because if you can remember, right now we're really struggling, but we're surviving with what we have. So as long as there's love in your family, you can survive too. We were going through a tough time. My dad's business was not thriving, so yeah. Oh, my battery's dying. That's not a good thing. I might as well tell you what is going on with me in this stage. Well, I'm in grade 10 at Cameron Heights in Kitchener. My brother's in grade 13, and my other brother's in grade 12. I don't have a girlfriend. Oh, bummer. And but it doesn't bother me a heck of a lot. Last summer I was able to work with the horses up at camp. Since mom and dad worked up there in the kitchen, it was their first time working at camp. I spent a lot of years at summer camp working. So it just talks a little bit about that. I've just started working this year at school in the book room, which was where the textbooks were. And tomorrow I'm going to apply for a job at Home Hardware, which I did get a job at Home Hardware and worked for about a year and a half there. So now a bit of my world. The dollar is hovering around 71 or 72 cents per American dollar, which is pretty much where it's at now. Brian Mulroney is the PM of Canada, and Ronald Reagan is the President of the United States. Just less than a year ago, the spaceship Challenger exploded, which some of you may have heard about or read about in school. Just after takeoff, that was a big deal when the Challenger exploded. So and then, this is the end of my letter, so I'll say goodbye. So that I typed for myself. And then I've got some pictures here. I got to keep going before my battery dies. These will be family pictures, I'm guessing, so you probably won't find them all that exciting. But, oh my, that's me and my brothers long time ago. This is Christmas from a long time ago. This is actually the house I grew up in winter. In Kitchener on Lydia Street. Still there. Went to see it the other summer. This is my mom and dad packing Christmas cookies or something by the looks of it in our kitchen in Kitchener. Christmas of 1985. So that was a few months before I made this. So and that's it. So that's a time capsule. That's the kind of stuff you can put in it. So have at her. Have a good time. Enjoy it. Be creative. Be inventive. And hope you make a good time capsule. Bye.